Oh. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Random. I'm your host, RavenWood, and scooting myself over so that your co-host, the Dominic Rex. Okay, that might be anyway, a little bit. Is right over here. Let me set the. Oh, let me. You're okay. You're all right. There we go. Okay, let me.
Hello, people. It's Dan Dominic Rex, joining y'all live here with RavenWood.
There we go.
I'm not gonna let that light's blind.
No, it's fine.
It's shadowing my face.
No, it should be fine.
This is more
Fine, never mind. I'll turn it off. That looks better for you. Okay, hello, welcome back to the Random Fandom. I'm your host, RavenWood, and here's
the Dominic Rex. Today we are here to continue
on RavenWood Reads. Now, I know this is not the 2026 live stream that I want to do,
but it's the 2026 live stream that we're gonna do.
Yeah, well, I do have a 2026 live stream planned, but that's more for of what I have planned for the year. It's more of a kind of a scheduled set live stream that'll be near the end of this month. So it's more of it's more of like a planner stream for what live streams that we want, what franchises and fandoms we want to cover, like Indiana Jones, or
so I have some other special activities planned for this year as well.
Well, not necessarily activities, just random fandom live streams that we have planned
random fandom live streams, random fandom videos.
You think that I would have
a lot more planned for this year? That's our goal.
You think I'll do the random fandom live stream first, and then the RavenWood Reads, but this is not the Common Sense IP channel or whatever.
We're just going to be doing something random to kick the year off.
Yeah.
We hope you had a Merry Christmas, and we hope you had a Happy New Year's. We certainly did. And now we're going to make your New Year's even more blessed by bestowing you with more of Michael Crichton's masterpiece.
Do you remember the voices?
Yes, I remember most of the voices.
Oh, well, do you know what Donald's supposed to sound like and what Gennaro is supposed to sound like?
Donald Gennaro, the same guy, you dunce.
My bad, sorry. Donald Gennaro, Hammond.
I remember Hammond is exclusively. I remember.
Okay, so who's going to start, you or me?
Oh, I'm definitely reading. This is my book.
No, I mean, like, who's going to start the story? Who's going to start, like...
Me.
Okay.
It's my story.
Can we, take turns? Because this is my...
We'll see. I don't know. Last time I let you read, you kind of...
What about Lewis Dodson?
A little bit.
No, not Lewis Dodson.
We'll see.
What would be the voice for Lewis Dodson? Before we start, I do want to say a few things. I've swapped how I'm going to do the collection videos in order. Last year, I did. No, we're not going to talk about
a sneak peek.
Yeah. Anyways, last year, he'll now do his collection videos and whatnot. So for each month, you know how last year for each month I did Star Wars, Transformers, but I started in May for the Star Wars stuff with Darth Vader. But this year, I will continue that, but I won't start in May. But this time, I will just continue the pattern of having my collection videos But for this year, this first collection video would actually be the Transformers first, then Star Wars, Transformers, Star Wars, Transformers, Star Wars, and it keeps on going. What I'll do for May, for the month of May, is I'll probably do two. I'll probably make it special and do two Star Wars figurines. So I will say that now. Okay, now we can start with the airport.
Lewis Dodson entered the coffee shop in the departure building of the San Francisco airport. Roll credits. And looked around quickly. His man was already there waiting at the counter. Dodson sat down next to him and placed the briefcase on the floor between them. "You're late, pal," the man said. He looked at the straw hat Dodson was wearing and laughed. "Was this supposed to be a disguise?" "You never know," Dodson said, suppressing his anger. For 6 months, Dodson had patiently cultivated this man.
No, can you make Dodson sound like a Doberman? Like a dog or something?
No.
Okay, damn it. Okay. Now I could just imagine
who had grown more obnoxious and arrogant with each meeting. But there was nothing Dodson could do about that. Both men knew exactly what the stakes were. Bioengineered DNA was, wait for weight, the most valuable material in the world. A single microscopic bacterium.
I need to stop looking down and reading with him because it looks like I'm looking down at whatever he's holding, so I need to do something. A single microscopic bacterium, too small to see with the naked eye, but containing the genes for heart attack enzyme, No, they can't see it at all. So whatever I'm doing,
streptokinase for ice minus, baby.
That's much better.
Which prevented frost damage to crops.
It's cold.
Yeah, streptokinase. Might be worth $5 billion to the right buyer. I hate how they just cut off certain words and you're left wondering what the cutoff is.
Yeah, people printed these books differently than they do now.
Nowadays, it's a bit easier to read, but back then they kept cutting off words midway through the word. And I'm like, no, finish the word.
Yeah. Nowadays, if
streptokinase.
Yeah, nowadays we have a computer. Nowadays, because of our computers, how they work.
Streptokinase.
I don't know how printers work. It could be a printer thing.
I don't know. To the right buyer, anyways. And that fact of life had created a bizarre new world of industrial espionage. Dodson was especially skilled at it. In 1987, he convinced the disgruntled geneticist to quit Cetus for Biosyn and take 5 strains of engineered bacteria with her. The geneticist simply put a drop of each on the fingernails of one hand and walked out the door. But InGen presented a tougher challenge because they're funded by the dark.
No, I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of.
Dodson wanted more than bacterial DNA. He wanted frozen embryos. And he knew InGen guarded its embryos with the most elaborate security measures. The fools.
I'm going to actually ask Google.
To obtain them, he needed an InGen employee who had access to the embryos, who was willing to steal them, and who could defeat the security. Well, I mean, if you're dealing with the Imperial stormtroopers, that's not going to be a challenge. Anybody could go in with a clothespin and defeat the Imperial security. Such a person was not easy to find. Dodson had finally located a susceptible engine employee earlier in the year. Although this particular person had no access to genetic material, Dodson kept up the contact, meeting the man monthly at Carlos and Charlie's in Silicon Valley.
Here's the the answer to the question that we had about why are words in books hyphenated. For typesetting, to create even margins and efficient use of space, breaking long words at syllable breaks to avoid awkward gaps, aka rivers, in justified text, and also to link words into single concepts, compound modifiers, or prevent misreading like recover.
Raven.
Yes.
I already knew why they did it. I just said that I hated why they did it.
Well,
I'm evil. I'm not stupid.
I wanted to know why. I forgot.
Of course you do. You're stupid. Anyways, helping him in small ways. And now that Engine was inviting contractors and advisors to visit the island, it was the moment that Dodson had been waiting for, because it meant his man would have access to embryos. Let's get down to it, the man said. I've got 10 minutes before my flight. You want me to go over it again? Dodson said. Oh no, Dr. Dodson, the man said. I want to see the damn money. This is my Nedry voice, because obviously this is Nedry.
Actually, I don't think that answers my question, actually.
Dodson flipped the latch on the briefcase and opened it a few inches. The man glanced down casually. That's all of it? That's half of it. $750,000. Okay, fine. The man turned away, drank his coffee. That's fine, Dr. Dodson. Dodson quickly locked the briefcase. That's for all 15 species, you remember. I remember 15 species frozen embryos. And how am I going to transport them? Dodson handed the man a large can of Gillette foamy shaving cream. See, that's different from the film, because in the film, he did not use Gillette foamy shaving cream. He used the Barbasol shaving cream, not Gillette.
How old is Gillette? I don't know. Gillette was that old.
Yeah.
I thought.
Anyways, he handed the man a large can of Gillette foamy shaving cream. That's it. That's it. They may check my luggage. Dodson shrugged. Press the top, he said. The man pressed it, and white shaving cream puffed into his hand. Not bad. He wiped the foam on the edge of his plate. Not bad.
Did the author looked at the two different bottles of shaving cream and thought oh, this would hold more storage?
I imagine. I imagine Steven Spielberg probably just didn't. He just wanted to go with the shaving cream. He didn't pay attention to what the brand was.
It could be that maybe
Barbasol just sounded cooler.
Maybe it was probably because of product placement. They could only make certain deals with certain products at the time.
Maybe.
It's hey, Gillette, can we use your can in a horror movie? No!
The can's a little heavier than usual, is all. Dodson's technical team had been assembling it around the clock for the last 2 days. Quickly, he showed them how it worked. How much coolant gas is inside? Enough for 36 hours. The embryos have to be back in San Jose by then. That's up to your guy in the boat, right? The man said. Better make sure he has a portable cooler on board.
I can't take this seriously because it doesn't sound like that's just Dennis Nedry. It sounds like someone else.
I'm trying my best.
I know that,
to
but
be too on brand.
I know that, but it sounds like Winnie the Pooh.
I'll do that.
It sounds
Dodson said. Let's just review the bidding. The deal looked the same, Dodson said. 50,000 on delivery of each embryo. If they're viable, an additional 50,000 each. That's fine. Just make sure you have the boat waiting at the east dock of the island Friday night, not the north dock where the big supply boats arrive. The east dock. It's a small utility dock. You got that?
Who am I thinking of?
I have no idea. Hey guys, it's me. I don't know.
It's it's a gullible, lovable voice. I forgot his name.
I don't know, but I'm not trying to focus on that.
Okay, sorry.
I got it. Dodson said. When will you be back in San Jose? Probably Sunday.
Oh, it sounds like the one of the Muppets. That's like the chef who.
Little friend.
All of a sudden, it's not. All of a sudden, it's not Dennis Nedry. It's we're now replacing Dennis Nedry with the chef guy.
The man pushed away from the gun. I'm just sticking to the normal voice. Dodson fretted. You're sure you know how to work the... I know, the man said. Believe me, I know. Also, Dodson said, we think the island maintains constant radio contact with Engine corporate headquarters in California. So, look, I got it covered, the man said. Just relax and get the money ready. I will endorse Sunday morning at San Jose Airport in cash.
Swedish chef. He sounds like the Swedish chef, yeah.
It'll be waiting for you, Dodson said. Don't worry.
Okay.
Now we go to Malcolm.
My turn.
If you suck, I'm taking it back by force.
No, come on.
It's my book. I'm allowed to do what I want.
It's starting to yellow.
It's an old book. This book is not new. This is an old book. The cover may be brand new because it's an anniversary special, but this book is not new. This book has been around for years.
No, I know that, but this particular printing, the 2015.
Yeah.
Printed in China.
China.
Okay. Shortly before midnight, he stepped on the plane at the Dallas airport.
Airport.
I was using a specific accent. I was using a specific accent.
Failed.
No, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. I always
airport.
A tall, thin, balding man of 35, dressed entirely in black. Black shirt, black trousers, black socks. Trousers. That's how you pronounce it. Yeah, trousers. Black socks and black sneakers. He had black underwear as well.
He probably had gray underwear.
To subvert your expectation.
I'm totally not saying that as if this
black glasses, black. No, he has black shades. He has a black eye patch, a black bandana,
black shoes, black socks, black pants, black palms, black smack,
black gloves. Oh, yeah. Dr. Malcolm, Hammond said, smiling with forced graciousness. Malcolm grinned. Oh, wait, what should I give Malcolm? This is Ian Malcolm, right?
This is Ian Malcolm.
Hello, John, right? Hello. I'm going to give him the fun guy voice. Hello. Hello, John. Hello. Hello.
Give me the book.
No. Stop.
Give me the book.
That does not count.
Give me the book.
Hello. No, it can't be stop. Hello, John. Yes, I'm afraid your old nemesis is here. Malcolm shook his hands with everyone, saying quickly, Ian Malcolm, how do you do? I do maths. It says maths.
I know.
He legit said, I do maths. Like some sort of, I don't know. Why does okay, people actually do say this. So, I do maths. He struck Grant as being more amused by the outing than anything else. Certainly, Grant recognized his name. Ian Malcolm was one of the most famous of the new generation of mathematicians who were openly interested in how the real world works. These scholars broke with the I hate the hyphen words too. Cloistered tradition of mathematics in several important ways. For one thing, they used computers constantly. Well, he just has a computer at his side, like strapped to his belt, utility belt, and like, oh hi, he's just shake hands with everyone. Oh hi, how much? Oh wait, no, that wouldn't be probable because like a computer.
He just doing this. He just rolls up in a Stephen Hawking. Oh hi! Remind me to thank John for a lovely weekend. Damn it! I've fallen over.
I can't get up.
The T-Rex has knocked over my chair.
I was going to say that was not be possible because computers and laptops and two other things in my mind and separate. Anyways, constantly. So if this was happening in the real world, Ian Malcolm would be using a cell phone.
Sure.
A practice traditional mathematicians frowned on. For another, they worked almost exclusively with nonlinear equations in the emerging field called chaos theory. Hey, over here, do you have some of that chaos theory? Sorry. For a third, they appeared to care that their mathematicians described something that actually existed in the real world. And finally, as if to emphasize their emergence from academia. My mind. I don't know why. No, stop. Academia. I don't know why my mind did not. Like I knew how to pronounce it, but for some reason
let's check real quick. Out of order. Well, there's your answer.
Okay. Tap it right here.
Hey.
Academia. Ding. Into the world, they dressed and spoke with what one senior mathematician called a deplorable excess of personality. In fact, they often behaved like rock stars. Yeah! Malcolm sat in one of the padded chairs. The stewardess asked him if he wanted a drink. Do you want a drink? No. And he said, Diet Coke, shaken, not... Okay, so this guy's a comedian. Diet Coke, shaken, not stirred. Humid Dallas air drifted through the open door. Ellie said, Isn't it a little warm for black? You're extremely pretty, Dr. Sadler, he said. I could look at your legs all day, but no. As a matter of fact, black is an excellent color for heat. Because it makes me hard. I'm sweating everywhere.
I mean, I would know. I actually wear black a lot in hot color.
I don't know why it works.
Hot season.
Efficient radiation. In any case, I wear only two colors, black and gray. So he might have worn gray underwear. Ellie was staring at him, her mouth open. These colors are appropriate for any occasion. Malcolm continued. I think he might be you. So think about it, you wear black throughout the season. Throughout the entire year.
Well, black is an excellent conductor of heat.
Yeah, but the thing is, wouldn't you be more hot
Well, you store up that heat so that when it does get down to lower temperatures, you have more that conserve, and you sweat out excess stuff.
And they go, and they go well together. Should I mistakenly put on a pair of gray socks? Mistakenly put on a pair of gray socks with my black trousers? But don't you find it boring to wear only two colors? Not at all. I find it liberating. I believe my life has value, and I don't want to waste it thinking about clothing. Malcolm said,
We could all learn a thing or two from this man. Y'all have a lot more to worry about in your life than what you're gonna put on the next day.
I don't want to think about what I wear in the morning. Truly, can you imagine anything more boring than fashion? Professional sports, perhaps, grown men swatting little balls while the rest of the world pays money to applaud. But on the whole, I find fashion even more tedious than sports. Dr. Malcolm Hammond explained, is a man of strong opinions. And mad as a hatter. Wasn't he as a hatter? Malcolm said cheerfully. But you must admit, these are non-trivial issues. We live in a world of frightful givens. It is given that you will behave like this, given that you will care about that. No one thinks about the givens. Isn't it amazing? And the information society, nobody thinks. Ding. We expected to banish paper, but we actually banished thought.
Oh
my God! He predicted the future.
Yep.
Seriously, think about it. That's just Yui. Yeah, Yui.
We're getting comments from Discord.
Yeah. No. Like, think about it. We check Google if we don't know anything instead of just actually learning about things.
Speak for yourself. I actually put in.
No, I meant like it. I meant saying, universally speaking, or mostly in the West. Everyone here in the West, from America and Britain and all that.
Google
it's just too useful. We just don't actually think about things. We just
it's a good guideline to have, but that's all it's supposed to be.
Learn anything.
A guideline. You're supposed to learn the stuff yourself. Just use Google as a guideline.
I bet
something to help you get through it. It's not supposed to be a do for you card.
Don't get me wrong. If I don't know about something, I will use Google to verify something, right? Because if it's something that is legal,
verification.
I use it to verify something, not to learn for me. Like, I bet you $1 that that random waitress that you're gonna meet in a random restaurant, if you ask them about. If you ask them about,
hey, you, Brian, right there. I know you're watching. That waitress you're going to meet at the bar. Yeah, listen to what he's going to say.
No, I bet you. Anyways, I bet you $1 that if you ask a random waitress, or say a random cashier at a convenience store, right? If you ask them about anything like how simple things work, like whether or not you should dry wood facing down or dry wood facing up, right? They're not gonna give you an answer on simple stuff like that, right? Or they're not gonna give you an answer whether or not you should wash rice or wash cheese, a pre-shredded cheese from the store. No, they're not gonna know that. They're gonna tell you, well, maybe you should look it up on Google. No, people are not going to actually already know these things. They don't take classes to know about these things, right? They don't. We've started wanting to learn things and just allow Google to already know these things, and when they do, and when people do Google these things, they're gonna forget it the next day or whatnot. So that's just, anyways, going
unless
back to
you have the
unless you have like a steel trap
memory.
Yeah.
Anyways, Raven, you're kind of killed.
Nobody thinks. We expected to banish paper. We actually banished thought. Hammond turned to Gennaro and raised his hands. Gennaro. Sorry.
Gennaro.
Yeah, I just read it fast. Hammond turned to Gennaro and raised his hands. Now, I don't know.
3 strikes. Check.
No, stop. I just read that fast. No. I'm assuming Gennaro is saying this. Wait, yeah. Because sometimes this can.
Hammond turned to Gennaro and raised his hands. You invited him. That's Hammond talking to Gennaro.
Oh, okay. No, wouldn't it be Gennaro raised his hands and then you invited him?
Hammond turned to Gennaro and raised his hands.
But to think about, like, wouldn't Gennaro say this? And to think about, like, you invited him.
No.
I'm
Gennaro invited Malcolm. Hammond is turning to Gennaro and raising his hand. That's the action Hammond is taking. You invited.
Okay.
Give me the book.
No, that's just a knowledge skip. That's just my brain just didn't think of that.
Okay. You didn't think. That's exactly what you were getting on to chat about earlier.
No, stop it. That has nothing to do with that. Trust me, shut up. Shut it.
You're still a failure.
Hammond turned to Gennaro and raised his hands. You invited him. And a lucky thing, too, Malcolm said, because it sounds as if you have a serious problem. We have no problem, Hammond said quickly. I've always maintained this. I always maintained this island would be unworkable, Malcolm said. I predicted it from the beginning. He reached to a soft leather briefcase, and I trust by now.
Leather.
Yeah, soft leather. Yeah, it's leather briefcase. And I trust by now we all know what the eventful outcome is going to be. You're going to have to shut the thing down. I don't like
We're going to shut it down. It's all going to be canceled.
Okay, stop it.
We're going to build something new. It's going to be huge. The biggest thing in news history.
It's going to be the biggest shutdown ever. Anyways,
America will.
Okay. Turn down. Shut the thing. Shut it down. Hammond stood angrily. This is ridiculous. Malcolm shrugged, indifferent to Hammond's outburst. I've bought copies of my original paper for you to look at, he said. The original consultancy paper I did for Engine. The mathematics are a bit sticky, but something like the numbers and the numbers of the math and whatnot are like sticky. They're just like, yeah. How did you do math? It's sticky. It's all over the place. Anyways. And the mathematics are a bit sticky, but I can walk you through it. Are you leaving now? I have some phone calls to make. Hammond said.
As a matter of fact, I have to leave now.
No, why are you leaving? Stop. Hammond said.
I have some phone calls to make.
And went into the adjoining cabin. Well, it's a long flight, Hammond said to the others. At least my paper will give you something to do. And it just says, fuck you. But in mathematics.
With, ones and zeros.
No. It's like in mathematics. Like he wrote a mathematic equation that just perfectly spells out the words when you solve it. The plane flew through the night. Grant knew that Ian Malcolm had his share of detractors, and he could understand why some found his style too abrasive and his applications of chaos theory too glib. Grant thumbed through the paper, glancing at the equations. Gennaro said, "Oh yeah, the Donald Duck."
The paper concludes that Hammond's island is bound to fail
Correct.
because of chaos theory.
Correct.
You can't do it. You
Okay.
can't.
No, I'm doing it. My best.
You can't do it.
I'm just trying to make it sound where it's. But I'm trying to make it sound where people could hear it. Anyways. Correct. To be more precise, because of the behavior of the system in phase space, Gennaro tossed the paper inside and said,
Can you
You sound more like Golem. That's what you sound like.
My golem is much more thicker. No, I mean like in accent. Excuse me.
Well, you heard it here in chat.
Can you explain this in English?
You heard it. You heard it on video.
Sure.
This Golem is thicker.
Accent. My accent.
For those of you who wonder what RavenWood dreams of,
That's
like
my golem.
a JoJo
That's my
version.
golem.
He dreams of a JoJo version of Golem holding the ring. He's
He's like King Thaddeus.
He's just like as swole as the cock queen. Like, Golem, his stand, the precious.
No riddles in the dark, and that's a standing. He paused, smiling. All right, no.
Can you explain this in English?
Surely, Malcolm said. Let's see where we have to start. You know what a nonlinear equation is?
No,
You know,
Strange attractors?
no.
strange attraction.
Yes. Sorry, I was swapping between accents. It's kind of hard to do. Strange attractors?
No.
Attraction.
Yeah, I said attractors.
You said attractor.
It says attractors. It says attractors. Strange attractors.
Strange attractors. Okay.
No.
All right. Let's, Malcolm said, let's go back to the beginning.
The earth began to cool.
He paused.
Began to turn the
Stop.
Neanderthal developed to rebuild a wall.
He paused, staring at the ceiling.
Math, science, history, unraveling the mystery that all started with the Big Bang.
Physics has had great success at describing certain kinds of behavior. Planets in orbit, spacecraft going to the moon, pendulums and springs and rolling balls, that sort of thing. The regular movement of objects. These are described by what are called by linear equations. The linear equations. And mathematicians can solve those equations easily. We've been doing it for hundreds of years.
Okay.
But there is another kind of behavior which physics handles badly. For example, anything to do with turbulence. Water coming out of a spout, air moving over an airplane wing, weather, blood flowing through the heart. Turbulent events are described by nonlinear equations. They're hard to solve. In fact, they are usually impossible to solve. so physics has never understood this whole class of events.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to try and help you out here. Instead of doing Donald Duck, for Gennaro, you try and do a Dr. Robotnik impression. Do the Eggman for Gennaro.
But okay, fine. No, actually, no, I don't know. Dr. Robotnik for Ian Malcolm.
No.
But it just sounds like what he would.
You cannot.
It sounds like what he would. It sounds like a robot. It sounds like a Robotnik thing.
But you can't do
He's
the
a
Donald
mathematician.
Duck. You can't do Donald Duck. You should just not try.
That does not sound like it.
Mickey.
Oh God,
That is definitely not it.
it's close. I know I'm getting closer.
Mickey. Captain Pete is the bad guy. Captain Pete is the bad guy.
Oh dear Lord.
It's impossible to solve. So physics has never understood this whole class of events until about 10 years ago. The new theory that describes them is called chaos theory. Chaos theory originally grew out of attempts to make computer models of weather in the 1960s. Weather is a big, complicated system, namely the Earth's atmosphere, as it interacts with land and the sun. The behavior of this big, complicated system always defied understanding, so naturally we couldn't predict weather. But what the early researchers learned from the computer models was that even if you could understand it, you still couldn't predict it. Weather prediction is absolutely impossible. The reason is that the behavior of the system is sensitively dependent on initial conditions.
You lost me, Mickey. You lost me.
Oh, there it is. I almost felt Chernow said.
You lost me.
Chernow said, if I used a cannon to fire a shell of a certain weight, at a certain speed, and at a certain angle of inclination, and if I eat a hamburger, and if then fire a second shell with almost the same weight, speed, and angle, what will happen?
The two shells will land at almost the same spot.
Right, Malcolm said. That's linear dynamics. But if I have a weather system that I started with a certain temperature and a certain wind speed and a certain humidity, and if
Hello and welcome to the stream, viewer.
Hold on, I think I know what's wrong with it. It keeps doing this, but it needs to be set to live chat.
And then you should probably do that.
Okay. Anyways. Same temperature, wind, and humidity. The second system will not behave almost the same. It'll wander off and rapidly will become very different from the first. Thunderstorms instead of sunshine. That's nonlinear dynamics. They are sensitive to initial conditions. Tiny differences become amplified.
I think I see.
Janelle said, the short line is the butterfly effect. A butterfly flaps its wings and picking, and weather in New York is different.
The chaos is all just random and unpredictable.
Janelle said,
Is that it?
no. No. Also, I'm thinking of that one. How do I get out of this? Wait. I'm thinking of that one Twitter guy who's like, no. The one Twitter meme of the guy correcting someone in English. He's teaching English about you think this, right? No. No, Malcolm said. We actually find hidden regularities within the complex variety of a system's behavior.
It's irregularities.
Yes, no, regularities. Regularities within the complex variety of a system's behavior. That's why chaos has now become a very broad theory that's used to study everything from the stock market to writing.
Stop slurring your words.
Yeah, sorry. Whoa. From the stock market to rioting crowds to brainwaves during epilepsy.
I mean, you would know he did suffer from epilepsy for a time.
When I was a young warthog.
I'm starting to believe the epilepsy never quite left.
Okay. That has nothing to do with the whatever. That has to do with anyways. Any sort of complex system.
So if I start switching the light bulb on and off in rapid succession.
Stop it. Any sort of complex system where there is confusion and unpredictability, we can find an underlying order. Okay?
Okay.
Denard said.
But what is this underlying order?
It's essentially characterized by the movement of the system within space, Malcolm said.
Jesus!
Donald Duck saying Jesus.
Jesus! Mary and Joseph. Moses. Jesus.
Donald said.
All I want to know is why you think Heaven's Island can't work? Why? I'm sure you not working your breath.
That way, my God. Oh, dear Lord. We're showing our age. We're showing our unk stat.
I understand, Malcolm said. I'll get there. Chaos theory says two things. First, that complex systems like weather have an underlying order. Second, the reverse of that. That simple systems can produce complex behavior. For example, pool balls. Oh. Well, actually, simple geometry can explain pool balls. If you just know
simple geometry.
No. If you just know, what if you have a
nerve. Well, let's see where he's going with it.
Pool balls.
Pool balls.
Yeah, I said pool balls.
Yeah, but pool balls. You need to enunciate the.
I did. I said pool balls.
It sounds like you're saying pool balls.
Pool balls. I'm doing this voice, and it's interesting. Pool balls. You hit a pool ball. And it starts to carom.
I see.
Yeah, carom.
It starts to carom.
Carom. Okay. It starts to carom off the sides of the table. In theory, that's a fairly simple system, almost a Newtonian system.
Newtonian.
Yeah, that's what I said. Newtonian.
You said Newtonium. You said M instead of N.
Newtonian. It's just my. It's.
You gotta.
It's the acting. Newtonian system. Since you can know the force imparted to the ball and the mass of the ball, you can calculate the angles at which it will strike the walls. You can predict the future behavior of the. Well, not really the future, just the trajectory. Whatever. Predict the. You could predict the behavior. You can predict the future. Sorry, I read ahead when I looked away and looked back, and I read ahead.
I could tell. I was like,
you can predict the future behavior of the ball. In theory, you could predict the behavior of the ball far into the future as it keeps bouncing from side to side. You could predict where it will end up 3 hours from now. In theory. Game theory, sorry. And that's just a theory, a chaos theory, and God, in theory.
Oh, cut. That's dinner, folks. Let's go.
We already had dinner.
Well, they didn't know that.
Okay.
General nodded. But in fact, Malcolm said, it turns out you can't predict more than a few seconds into the future, because almost immediately very small effects, imperfections in the surface of the ball, tiny indentations in the wood of the table start to make a difference. And it doesn't take long before they overpower your careful calculations. So it turns out that this simple system of a pool ball on a table has unpredictable behavior.
Okay.
And Hammond's project. Sorry, I'm doing this.
Jesus Christ.
And Hammond's project, Malcolm said, is another apparently simple system, animals with animals, zoo environment, that will eventually show unpredictable behavior.
So it's the same kind of stand the star platinum.
You know this because of
Theory. Malcolm said.
well, but hadn't you better see the island to see what he's actually done?
No. Sorry.
Honestly, if he had just not gone, you wouldn't have gone through what he did.
No, that's quite unnecessary. Sorry, the details don't matter. Theory tells me that the island will quickly proceed to behave in unpredictable fashion.
And you're confident in your theory? And you're confident of your theory?
Oh yes, Malcolm said.
Oh yeah.
Malcolm is just switching between different voices. It doesn't matter. He's
chaotic.
Oh yes, Malcolm said. Totally confident. He sat back in the chair. There is a problem with the island. It is an accident waiting to happen. Oh yes.
And now we read Eastland New Guide.
Now
a competent reader can take.
Well, fine, whatever. It's a tricky voice to read in Donald's tone.
It wasn't just the voice acting. You struggled with some of the sentences.
Okay, fair. Okay, I'm sorry.
See,
if I didn't read, you would be making fun of me. So there's fun in that, right?
I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm trying to encourage you.
I know that, but there's
but
fun
you keep making me make fun of you because of how stupid you are. If I hadn't have sworn on much as that I would have killed you. I'd kill you right now.
First of all,
not another word so long as we are doing this stream. Do you understand me? I said, do you understand me?
Oh, are you okay?
Yeah, this nice, soft, metallic microphone pole cushion below.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually give it another run one of these days, but no.
Anyways. With the wine, the rotors began to swing in circles overhead.
Oh, with a wine. No, I know it's that wine, but it'd be funny if like the rotors went.
Jesus
They just look up.
People are just staring at Donald up. They're like, what?
Like Palpatine on top. Okay, the phone guy.
They're just looking up like, wow.
Actually, Malcolm. And the pilot is like it just looks. Should we take off the co-pilot? It's fine. It's just being a whiny bitch.
No. No. She's a temperamental girl. She's going through a few phases right now. She just broke up with a girlfriend, you know. Her parents disowned her, so it's plenty to whine about.
Is this gonna be fun? It's Palpatine. Don't worry. It's just.
I assure you, this helicopter is fully
Quiet.
operational. Fire at will, Commander. William, no! All right, now fire at everybody else.
Okay. With the wine.
Okay.
Jurassic Park it's gone wild.
Can you give me a tissue? You're making me. Oh gosh.
Don't continue reading this.
Yeah, that's fine. That'll work. Andale. We're burning time. Yeah. This is what happens when you laugh too hard.
Do you want me to continue reading while you sniffle? Stop.
No.
Oh, anyways.
I can't trust you anymore.
Oh, we forgot to answer. We forgot to say Isla Nublar. That's
the name. That's the title of the next chapter.
No, don't throw it away. You could continue using it, I think.
Well, I'm just gonna put it here for right now.
Nah, just put it there.
With the wine, the rotors began to swing in circles overhead, casting shadows on the runway of San Jose Airport. Grant listened to the crackle in his earphones as the pilot talked to the tower. They had picked up another passenger in San Jose, a man named Dennis Nedry, who had flown in to meet them. He was fat and sloppy, eating a candy bar, and there was sticky chocolate on his fingers and flecks of aluminum foil on his shirt.
Oh no!
Nedry,
The Swedish chef has gained weight and
he's lost his culinary touch.
he lost his culinary touch.
He's become a couch potato.
It's disgusting to look at. Let's put him on.
We need to put him out of his misery. Nedry had mumbled something about doing computers on the island and hadn't offered to shake hands. Well, good, I don't think anybody's shaking those hands. Ellie Sattler's just like, no, not shaking his hands. Through the plexi bubble, Grant watched the airport concrete drop away beneath his feet, and he saw the shadow of the helicopter racing along as they went west towards the mountains. Okay.
Sorry.
It's about a 40-minute trip, Hammond said from one of the rear seats. Grant watched the low hills rise up, and then they were passing through intermittent clouds, breaking out into sunshine. The mountains were rugged, though he was surprised at the amount of deforestation. No, not in Costa Rica. We knew that was a problem for the longest time. They need to get their acts together. Acre after acre of denuded, eroded hills. Costa Rica, Hammond said, has better population control than other countries in Central America. But even so, the land is badly deforested. Most of this is within the last 10 years. They came down out of the clouds on the other side of the mountains, and Grant saw the beaches of the west coast. They flashed over a small coastal village. Bahia Nasco, the pilot said. Fishing village. He pointed north. Up the coast there, you see the Cabo Blanco Preserve. They are beautiful beaches. The pilot headed straight out over the ocean. The water turned green and then deep aquamarine. The sun shone on the water. It was about 10 in the morning. Just a few minutes now, Hammond said, and we should be seeing Isla Nublar. Isla Nublar, Hammond explained, was not a true island. Rather, it was a seamount, a volcanic upthrusting of rock from the ocean floor. Its volcanic origins can be seen all over the island, Hammond said. There are steam vents in many places, and the ground is often hot underfoot. Because of this, and also because of prevailing currents, Isla Nublar lies in a foggy area. As we get there, you will see, there we are. The helicopter rushed forward, low to the water. Ahead, Grant saw an island, rugged and craggy, rising sharply from the ocean. So it always was a volcanic island, so Fallen Kingdom wasn't just pulling hot air out of their behinds. Isla Nublar was always a volcanic island. Hopefully all the OG Jurassic Park fans will know this. And for all the new fans, you learned something. Christ, it looks like Alcatraz, Malcolm said. Its forested slopes were wreathed in fog, giving the island a mysterious appearance. Oh, much larger, of course, Hammond said. 8 miles long and 3 miles wide at its widest point. In total, some 22 square miles, making it the largest private animal preserve in North America. The helicopter began to climb and headed toward the north end of the island. Grant was trying to see through the dense fog. I assure you, it's not usually this thick. What do you mean by that, Hammond? Hammond said. He sounded worried. At the north end of the island, the hills were highest, rising more than 2,000 feet above the ocean. The top of the hills were in fog, but Grant saw rugged cliffs and crashing ocean below. The helicopter climbed above the hills. Unfortunately, Hammond said, we have to land on the island. I don't like to do it because it disturbs the animals, and it's sometimes a bit thrilling. Hammond's voice cut off as the pilot said, starting our descent now. Hang on, folks. The helicopter
That's nice. Nice touch by there.
The helicopter started down, and immediately they were blanketed in fog. Grant heard a repetitive electronic beeping through his earphones, but he could see nothing at all. Then he began dimly to discern the green branches of pine trees reaching through the mist. Some of the branches were close. How the hell is he doing this? Malcolm asked. Come on, guys, this is a typo. Malcolm asked, but nobody answered. The pilot swung his gaze left, then right, looking at the pine forest. The trees were still close. The helicopter descended rapidly. Jesus, Malcolm said. The beeping was louder. Grant looked at the pilot. He was concentrating. Ka 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 ka, she does. Like ultra instinct surrounding this pilot. Gung, gung, gung. Grant glanced down and saw a giant glowing fluorescent cross beneath the plexi bubble at his feet. There were flashing lights at the corners of the cross. The pilot corrected slightly and touched down on a helipad. The sound of the rotors faded and died. Grant sighed and released his seatbelt. We have to come down fast that way, Hammond said. Because of the wind shear, there is often bad weather, bad wind shear on this peak, and, well, we're safe. Someone was running up to the helicopter, a man with a baseball cap and red hair. He threw open the door and said cheerfully, Hi, I'm Ed Regis. Welcome to Isla Nublar, everybody. Watch your step, please. Ed Regis is also a character that was left out of the films. A narrow path wound down the hill. The air was chilly and damp. As they moved lower, the mist around them thinned.
Like Regis? Like
Ed Regis. It says it right here. Regis.
Huh.
The mist around them thinned, and Grant could see the landscape better. It looked, he thought, rather like the Pacific Northwest, the Olympic Peninsula. That's right, Regis said. Primary ecology is deciduous rainforest, rather different from the vegetation on the mainland, which is more classical rainforest. But this is a microclimate that only occurs at elevation on the slopes of the northern hills. The majority of the island is tropical. Down below, they could see the white roofs of large buildings, nestled among the planting. Grant was surprised. The construction was elaborate. They moved lower, out of the mist, and now he could see the full extent of this fully armed and fully operated.
Does he legit say fully?
No.
Damn you.
Anyways, I just wanted to say it. The full extent of the island, stretching away to the south. As Regis had said, it was mostly covered in tropical forest. To the south, rising above the palm trees, Grant saw a single trunk with no leaves at all, just a big curving stump. Then the stump moved and twisted around to face the new arrivals. Grant realized that he was not seeing a tree at all. He was looking at the graceful, curving neck of an enormous creature
Siren
rising
Head!
50 feet into the air. He was looking at a dinosaur. And we shot at...
Hold on. I just want to see how long the next chapter is. I know. Yeah, I could read a page.
Yeah, fine. Now we start the next segment. Welcome.
Yeah, the next chapter. Welcome. My God, Ellie said softly. They were all staring at the animal above the trees. My God! Her first thought was that the dinosaur was extraordinarily beautiful.
Extraordinarily.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's
Extraordinary.
not what you said.
Extraordinarily beautiful. Books portrayed them as oversized, dumpy creatures. But this long-necked animal had a gracefulness, almost a dignity. Dignity, that's what I said. About its movements. And it was quick. There was nothing lumbering or dull in its behavior. In the movies, it was dull and slow.
Not really. It moved quite
well. Okay.
It moved quite rapidly.
Okay. Oh, okay. Whatever. Where?
The sauropod.
Oh yeah. Dull in its behavior. The sauropod peered alertly at them, and made a low trumpeting sound, rather like an elephant. A moment later, a second head rose above the foliage, and then a third, and then a fourth, and a fifth, and a sixth, and a seventh. Just I know. It's just
bro.
Sorry. Oh my God! And I said again. Gennaro was speechless. He had
his bill.
He had known all along what to expect. He had known about it for years, but he had somehow never believed it would happen. And now he was shocked into silence. The awesome power of the new genetic technology, which he had formerly considered to be just so many words in an overwrought sales pitch. The power suddenly became clear to him. These animals were so big. They were enormous, big as a house. And so many of them. Actual damned dinosaurs. Just as real as you could want. Gennaro thought,
we are going to make a fortune this place. A fortune.
He hoped to God the island was safe. It's safe.
Safe for you to get eaten on.
Well, no, safe until someone decides to screw things up. Grant stood on the path on the side of the hill, with a mist on his face. Staring at the gray necks craning above the palms. He felt dizzy, as if the ground were sloping away too steeply. He had trouble getting his breath because he was looking at something he had never expected to see in his life. Yet he was seeing it, and it was seeing him. He was seeing it. I'm just kidding. The animals in the mist were perfect. Apatosaurs?
Apatosaurs.
Oh, okay. I never actually got to read it.
Yeah.
I've always listened to it.
In the books, the sauropods were Apatosaurus, but in the movies, the sauropods they used were Brachiosaurus.
No, I mean, I never actually get to read the word apatosaur.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, in the books, they used Apatosaurs instead of the Brachiosaurs that we see in the movies. Okay. And later, Jurassic World brings the Apatosaurs into
they brought the meta. Well, he used meta. Medium-sized sauropods. His stunned mind made academic associations. North America herbivores
North American herbivores.
Yeah, that's what I said. North America.
You said North America herbivores. You forgot the N.
America. North American herbivores, late Jurassic Horizon, commonly called brontosaurs. Brontosaurs, first discovered by E.D. Cope. It's like E.D. Cope in Montana, 1876. Specimens associated with Morrison Formation strata in Colorado, Utah, and Oklahoma. Recently, Berman and McIntosh. Is that right? McIntosh. Hello, my name's McIntosh. Had reclassified it as Diplodocus based.
Had reclassified it a Diplodocus.
Yeah. It a Diplodocus based on skull appearance. Traditionally, Brontosaurus was thought to spend most of its time in shallow water, which would help support its large bulk. Sorry. You Malcolm like dead.
All right.
Okay. Although this animal was clearly not in the water, it was moving much too quickly. His head and neck shifting above the palms in a very active manner, a surprisingly active manner. And Grant began to laugh. Okay.
No, it's more of an
I know.
like surprised laughter.
What is it? Hammond said, worried. Is something wrong? Grant just shook his head and continued to laugh. He couldn't tell them that what was funny was that he had seen the animal for only a few seconds, but he had already begun to accept it and to use his observations to answer long-standing questions in the field. He was still laughing as he saw a fifth and a sixth neck crane up above the palm trees. The sauropods watched the people arrive. Hello down there. They reminded Grant of oversized giraffes. They had the same pleasant, rather stupid gaze. I take it they're not animatronic, Malcolm said. They're very lifelike. Yes, they certainly are. Hammond said, well, they should be, shouldn't they? From the distance, they heard the trumpeting sound again. Sorry. Trumpeting sound again. First one animal made it. Then the others joined in. Oh, Ed Regis, what do you want me to?
Well, that's their call. Make him sound like an energetic young lad.
That's the call, Ed Regis said, welcoming us to the island. Grant stood and listened for a moment entranced. I was going to say entranced. It's just entranced.
I would say entranced, but I've been entranced.
You probably want to know what happens next, Hammond was saying, continuing down the path. We've scheduled a complete tour of the facilities for you.
Continuing.
Yeah, that's what it says.
You didn't say that.
No, I said saying continuing down the path. We've scheduled a complete tour of the facilities for you and a trip to see the dinosaurs in the park later this afternoon. I'll be joining you for dinner and will answer any remaining questions you may have then. Now, if you go with Mr. Regis. The group followed Ed Regis towards the nearest building. Over the path, a crude hand-painted sign read. Oh, so crude hand-painted sign, not a very fancy painted sign. Welcome to Jurassic. No, we have to do it in the new Hammond. Welcome.
No, dude. Welcome to Jurassic
Park. Third iteration.
We've reached chapter 3.
Details emerge more clearly as factual. Curve is redrawn, and so let's show them the picture.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is the third iteration.
Higher.
If you can see the image.
Closer.
The image.
I'm trying to help you.
Go my book.
Now closer.
If you can see it.
Upper.
I don't think they can see it.
They can see it.
Well,
okay, sorry.
You touch my book again, I am going to slap you Latina style. Latino.
Latina.
Latino.
Latina.
Yes, I'm going to grab a chocolate and I'm going to smack you like a grandma slaps her son.
Okay, anyways.
That's it.
Okay, and then now we stop here.
Chapter 3 is where we will stop for today's stream. Yes, third iteration.
No, it's just third iteration.
That's chapter 3, basically.
I don't think it's a chapter.
And the next segment we will begin on is Jurassic Park. Roll credits. All right. Well,
Readers stop reading the book.
We hope you've enjoyed so far, because I constantly enjoyed berating him for being an idiot. So that has been it for this session, and we hope you will continue watching more of our videos here on the Random Fandom. If you enjoyed this stream, this little video of ours, please let us know down below. Leave a like. If you enjoyed this video, let us know in the comments section to the side there, I think. Or if you didn't like the video, you were more than welcome to let us know. Again, in the comments, I believe, to the side of me there. Make sure, at the very least, you head down below and click the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so that, you'd be supporting us here on the channel, because we need all the support we can get, guys. And when you hit the notification bell, you'll get all updates here on the channel, so you won't miss a beat with RavenWood and myself here on the Random Fandom. And until next time, everybody, cheers, much love, and we'll see you in the next episode. Until then, tip our hats to you, everyone. Have a good.
My eyes are done staring at the audience. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Threatening. You better do it. You better do what he says. You better. Bye-bye.